Hi guys, I decided to do a sketchbook tour today. Well, the first part of the sketchbook tour. So as you can see, I've done half, well a bit over half, but I'm only going to show up to half. So a little bit about the sketchbook first off. It is Mont branded, I'm not sure if you can see that. Marte, which is an Australian brand. It's kind of like the cheap brand here. And the paper is not my favourite. You will see in here that I do actually glue every second page together, but I'll get into that in a bit. So yeah, I started this one in March, and I'm halfway through it. It is okay, so I've got the one in blue. I've also got it in yellow, which I started November last year, and this one's just comic stuff, which I will go through at another point. But I've also got it in large, so this is what the book looks like when we first get it, although see the smaller version. So this is the A4 and this one's the A5. And this is just a sticker, which I will peel off when I go to use it, but I haven't started this one yet. Yeah, 110 GSM. 220 pages with 110 sheets. So I do tape them together, or stick them together, because the paper isn't great. It's quite thin. And I do find that Copic markers bleed through this really easily. So yeah, and because there's so many pages in it, and they're quite cheap. I think this one was $11, I think, maybe, and this one is $5 or $6, something like that. So they're quite cheap for what you get, and because they're cheap, I don't mind the gluing of the pages together. If I had my Moleskine, I don't like wasting paper with that one, so I generally will use every single page, which means I don't use Copic markers. But so I'm gonna get into this one. So I started it in March 2017, and I originally started it as my project book. So this one was kind of used, so I generally have sketchbooks for different purposes. I've also got a few other sketchbooks for rubbish, really, just like sketchbooks that I can just scribble in. But this one's like my finished sketchbook. Like I use this for proper drawings. So 11th of March I started this, and me and my family went away to the river, and I use this as a journal as well, and also what I used. So this is gouache, and this is the first real time of using gouache, and I probably shouldn't have done it while I was out and like not somewhere where I could, you know, have reference or whatever. So I was doing it from life, and yeah, it just didn't work out very well. These are both watercolour. It's a church. So these are all while we were away. They were fishing. I was drawing them while they were fishing. Yeah, this is gouache again. This is gouache with watercolour, and that's the view outside our tent. We went to like a vintage car show thing, and that's from there. I like this guy because it says do not touch, and he was actually touching the thing, which was great. I did plan to colour this in, but I never did. Strawberries. The view from the car, which I also planned to colour but didn't. Okay, so this is the first like project one. So I called it the house project, and so I went and drew or painted every house that I've ever lived in. Well, I'm in the process of doing it. And I've lived in quite a few, so I needed to get better at drawing houses and like architecture type of stuff. So this is the first one, and as you can see, I've glued the pages together. I don't know if I've mentioned it. Right, so this is the second house that I lived, or the apartment that I lived in. Even though it's called the house project, I've still done apartments and stuff. Right, so this is near my house. I was kind of sitting like here in the middle, and if I looked to my left, I saw this view, which I did in watercolour. And if I looked to my right, I saw this view, which is done in acrylic mixed with gouache. I kind of just used the same palette, so it's all mixed in with whatever. And this is the second project, which is called the Paint Chip Project. So I go to the hardware store and get paint chips. So these came in a thing of 3. Called, this is by Dulux, and it is the A182. And so they have Stella, Happy, and Lemon Delicious. And so I kind of use them as prompts for painting. So this is Happy, so there's my happy guy. Lemons, and Stella, I did stars. They're the constellations. And I don't mind how this turned out. I did originally film the painting of this, but then I lost all the footage of about 4 videos, so that got lost in it. But I mean, I'm not too sad about it. We went camping, we went rock climbing. Well, I sat at the bottom and painted and drew them. I took a lot of pictures to draw later, but I never did. This one was a continuous line project. A continuous line drawing, which I don't like. The perspective is so off. It's all just off. That's the house, another house project number 3, which I haven't finished. I'll probably, in the second part of this sketchbook, I'll probably come back to it in the video. And that's done with gouache too. The other 2 houses are done with, so that's gouache, and so is that one. This one was gouache, which I use more like watercolour, whereas I use this one more like acrylic. So yeah, that's gouache, the beginning stage is gouache. My voice, I'm sorry, I've got a cold at the moment. This is, so I went camping with my siblings and my cousins, and we do it every year. But I did originally have a drawing on the back here. You probably can't see it. I did have drawings on the back here, which I really hated. It just didn't look anything like what I wanted, and I didn't get a chance to draw much or paint much. So when I got back, I painted this in gouache, which is off the place we were. So, but you know, that's the good thing about sketchbooks, is you can just cover things up if you don't like them. Alright, so this is the next project, and so this is June's project, well, from June 8th onwards. I wanted to get better at watercolour and drawing people and drawing the same person. So I took I call it the Selfie Project. I took a selfie of myself every day, and then I drew that. So you'll see a lot of these sorts of things. I also had it as like a little journal thing. And I also had a work log. So what I worked on. I can't quite tell if I improved or not. There's more. And I did skip days, as you can see. Well, I don't like that one. Or that one. It's an unfinished gouache painting. More. I brought these, so I started to wear them. I like this one. This is probably my favourite. No, I don't like that one. And as you can tell, I sort of got bored with it. And I did I took all the pictures every day, but I didn't draw them every day. So there were a lot of them where I actually don't know what I did that day. And then I got bored again, so I just wrote the songs that I like. Some more paint chip projects. This is called Bunny Soft, and this one is Gecko. And they are by Dulux A241 and A36. I don't know who the original artists of these were. I found them on Pinterest, and these, I think they're really cute. Yeah, if anyone knows the artist, please let me know. This one was from a reference off Google. this is my happiness was complete. It was the last sentence in a really old book about doctors. I found it in a op shop, I think. It was so random, and like the beginning of the sentence says, "Don't mention old chap." I said, "My happiness was complete." So I don't really understand. I haven't read the book, I've just picked out sentences that I liked, and that was the last one. I liked it. Some random sketches. This is all the black is done in Copic marker, which I don't know if you can see, but it has actually come through. And whenever I use Copic markers, my camera ran out. Whenever I do use Copic markers, I do stick this in between the pages. But even, yeah, it did go through, which is understandable, which is why I use every second page anyway. That was drawing my family, which did not turn out right at all. I mean, at least they look like people. But I found out that, so I've been trying to figure out ways I can draw people and get better at it. Find men playing Xbox, because they didn't move, none of them moved the entire time I was drawing them. It was great. And another selfie. This one was Sketchbook School July prompts for 2017. So this is the 1st of July one. It's bench. I never actually finished doing these, like it's still July now, but I never finished them. I got a bit bored, and I do get quite bored quite quickly with prompt things like this, which is why I like the paint chip ones, because they're easy and they give me quite a variety of prompts, which I've only done really the easy ones so far. I've got heaps in my studio. Yeah, so it's bench and the evolution of my dying flowers, which you'll see more of. Oh, actually you might not. Yeah, because we're nearly at the end. Another one, which I don't know what I'm going to do there. I was going to journal, but I think I might put something else there. I don't mind this one, actually, now that I look at it again. The proportions all off, but whatever. Sketchbook School July prompt list for the 2nd of July. There's a shadow. I wanted it like she's dipping her foot in water, but yeah. Another sketch, random sketch. Sketchbook School 3 tube. I don't like how this one turned out, but I do like this one. And this is the last of the part 1. As I haven't finished part 2 yet, so I've still got quite a bit. And this is the last Sketchbook School prompt I did, which was day 5, which is business. Day 4 was, so yes, 3, 5. Day 4 was cool, I think. I didn't quite know what to do for it, so I skipped it. And so the last one, June 26th and June 27th. Yeah, I had so many problems with drawing this one. I don't know why. You would think at the end of the month that I would be getting better and easier at them, but I really wasn't. Same with this one, like the shoes are so off. As you can see, you can definitely tell where I'm up to, and it does fall open, like it does not sit flat. So yeah, that is my sketchbook, or so far. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about it really. It's a very cheap sketchbook. I think I like cheap sketchbooks because I don't feel like I'm ruining them. Whereas like my Moleskine ones, I feel nervous if I do something that I shouldn't. Or like, you know, if I mess up a page, I'm like, oh, that's the end of that page, and I can't really go back and fix it. and Moleskine don't really take acrylic that well. But this one I kind of just shove anything on. And I carry this with me everywhere, so it does get a bit damaged. You see the edges are quite damaged already. But yeah, that is the end of that sketchbook. And I don't know why I decided to put November at the bottom here and then March in the top here. That was not a conscious decision. I'm actually kind of annoyed about it, but I can't really change it now. But oh well, such is life. So that is my sketchbooks. I've got some more sketchbook tours coming because I've got some more sketchbooks, because I kind of hoard sketchbooks, and just recently I started finishing them all. So okay, I don't really know how to end this, so I'm just gonna say like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more. I've got some more art videos coming up soon, and yeah, bye.